you guys, welcome back to a brand new episode here on
The ankle.
Hey Ember.
I hate you like I'm young.
The ankle's a little mean.
So, good day everyone. I hope everyone's having a good one. Thank you so much for tuning on in. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, like and subscribe, become a top. So, for today's video, we're going to take a look at Beck's latest upload. Now, I think this is like a live stream recap. I'm not 100% sure. It's Blame Reversal 101 live stream. Basically, it's just their response to Amber Lynn's live stream that they did the other night. She did, sorry. Now, there is a lot of incredible information right in the very beginning of this video. I don't want to do a full react to Beck's video. Please go to their channel, guys. Give them the love, give them the likes, give them the subscribe, and listen to what they have to say directly from them. I didn't want to, be my usual dumb self, jump in, interrupt here or there. What they have to say in the beginning is very important to dealing with narcissistic abusers and just abusers in general like Amber Lynn. Please go and check it out directly on their channel. Kinda good, kinda Beck. Just wanted to give that disclaimer because we are going to start a little bit further into the video where the real response to the live stream is. But like I said, please go watch it directly on their channel as well. So yeah, that's the spiel and gist for today. Once again, I hope everyone is having a lovely day. It's another beautiful day here in South Jersey. I am not freaking complaining. Oh my god, it's so nice. Thank you so much, and let's dive right on into this, guys. Shall we?
I don't know where to start, so I'm going to just do what she couldn't do and list out exactly what she lied about in this live stream. Number 1, Amber claimed she never talked about me after the proposal story on her channel.
I mean, that's just straight up a lie. Like, the thing is, I don't understand how Amber, even to this day, has not learned that lying gets her freaking nowhere. It doesn't. And yet she keeps freaking doing it. I mean, my god, dude, there's multiple times throughout her live stream where she was blatantly lying when there is evidence that contradicts her from not even that long ago.
Except she did. She made another video with my name in the title a couple weeks later. She talked about me on her Instagram stories and in her Q&As and in the comments of other people's live
That came with the receipts too. God damn.
streams and videos. She even talked about me to people in her private life, according to Alexis, but I care less about that.
I feel like that was an intended shade towards Alexis specifically, but I think that's more so shade towards Amber Lynn, because, who fucking cares what she says to people in her life? Even they know she's a crock of shit.
Online stuff she knew people would see. And how many times now has she said she is done talking about me or the situation?
That part, and kept going.
And then talks about it again.
Yeah.
I've lost count. Number 2, she says she couldn't access the joint bank account that she had a card to with her name on it.
See, I just feel like that was obviously a lie. I just didn't know how to call her on it. But, obviously that would be a lie. I mean, how many times did we see during that era? Well, I mean, not in the Big Cherry Retro Reacts, because we haven't gotten there yet. But there are videos where you see Amber reaching into her purse and handing Beck the card. But you're going to tell me Beck had their own card for the same bank account, so then why'd you have to hand over yours, right?
I will continue to get into this more when I cover financial abuse later in this video. Same with buying me a car. Number 3, Amber said that I claim to never have met Jade or Libby.
Again, another stupid, blatant lie. We saw you and Jade in the same room. I mean, we didn't see Jade, we saw an arm. and heard the voice. That was enough. Like, she's so stupid.
That just isn't true. There is evidence of me saying I met Jade before, as well as videos of me being in the same room as Jade.
Yeah.
Libby, I did say that I never met, but that's because I'm pretty sure we never did meet in person. There's a video of me sitting with Amber and talking while she was on You Now with Libby.
I bet that's a weird-ass video. Oh, I wonder where that is.
I did not meet Libby. I knew of Libby as a friend of Amber's she knew while with Destiny.
And that specific language is very telling to me. It was a friend that Amber had. Now, I don't know if that's the exact phrasing that Amber gave to Beck. Of course, we don't know that. But just from the way Beck is framing it, makes it sound like Amber Lynn took full ownership over being friends with Libby. That she was friends with Libby and Destiny was like the side.
Number 4. She says that Eric and Ricky told her that I admitted to using her for money and called her a fat fucking bitch. And
I mean, Beck, I wouldn't blame you if you did.
I know some of you really wanted that last part to be true, but I truly do not remember saying those things to Eric or Ricky. I did complain about Amber sometimes.
Eric and Ricky are fucking messy too. So, like, while, yes, they did endure from Amber, and that isn't okay, they're still messy.
But I never made fun of Amber's weight or body, even after the breakup. And why would I?
And I truly, honestly believe that. Beck doesn't seem like that kind of person. If they were, they would have made a cheap crack at her a long fucking time ago. And we just never really got that. The worst there ever was, oh yeah, who's been wiping your ass? Which, like, 8.
I admit to using Amber for money if that's what I was doing. It just doesn't make sense. Eric and Ricky are also notorious gossips, and they love the drama.
I also feel like if you were just using her for money, there were things that you probably would have just flat out said no to. I mean, to be honest.
They told me back when we were still talking that my own sister and Logan were talking crap about me behind my back, and they weren't. Number 5.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Boys, do better.
Amber claimed to have told me many times to go get a job if I was so bored, and that she supported me in working or starting my own business. She also said that I only ever Ubered twice. That was a lie. I drove for Uber when I could, off and on, even after the breakup. Buying me some art supplies doesn't equal being supportive of me working and having a job.
True. Especially when she soaks up all your time.
She admits herself in this live stream that she was controlling of my time and never wanted me to leave her alone. Which is the Amber? Was I allowed to leave to work, or did I always need to be with you? Number 6.
Listen, I hope that it's not wearing on Beck's, like, mental health at all. But I love how, as this, like, saga continues, they're intensifying in a way, but doubling down on what they have learned so far and using that to call Amber out on her BS. It's beautiful. I hope it's not wearing on Beck at all in that sense. I am meaning this in, like, the highest form of compliment, that they are bringing facts to the feet of their abuser and just setting it there and walking away. I love it.
She tells people in her live that I said we weren't friends after the breakup, and that isn't entirely true. On my channel, I've said before that we hung out after the breakup, but that after I moved out, we were only friendly.
Whoops, I totally missed that. I'm so sorry. So, Beck wrote, in this part, she also mentions I told her to lie about us being friends with each other. I actually did forget about this happening, and I will address this when I get to the screenshots. Okay. Sorry, I know there's, like, quite a few of you that just press play and walk away, go on with your chores. I'm very much the same way with long form content, so I get it. This is for y'all, so you're not missing anything.
We rarely saw each other unless I was dealing with my stuff at the apartment, and sometimes we were with mutuals. She continued to reach out to me every once in a while, and I continued to keep the peace when I had to because I still had people and stuff connected to her.
Honestly, yeah, makes sense.
Number 7. She lies about giving me her doctor's appointment.
Especially when Amber probably was holding something over Beck's head the whole damn time.
Slot for our psychiatrist because she was so worried for me.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
I don't understand this one or even why she thought that's how doctor appointments work. But I will bring this up
because she's stupid.
again when I talk about my health history later in this.
I just don't remember this ever happening. To be fair, this was obvious when I was severely over-medicated. She said she has texts of it, so if it did happen, I would like to see them.
Video. Number 8. Amber dances around implying that I pressured her for sex by asking her to be in a relationship.
What is it with her and pushing, like, sexual predation, is that a word, onto her partners, when I think it's been very well documented who the overly sexual person is in the relationships?
You have no idea how nauseated I felt hearing that. I'm going to be going into more details and telling you the whole story of that night. Number 9. Claims she never saw the settlement money and that, quote, it just went into the joint account. I don't know what happened to it. Number 10. She lied and said that she took the joint debit card away from me because Jade was uncomfortable. That card was only attached to the joint account we shared that originally was my account, and by that time she already had a separate private account with the same bank that all of her money was going into.
Go figure.
Number 11.
So then, the joint account, was she still buying shit for herself from that joint account and just not touching, like, some hoard of money off to the side? Or I don't understand, like, I guess how it all was functioning.
Amber also lied about free bleeding, about how long I helped her wipe, how often I brushed her hair, and how often she showered. And then she also read out a chat about us both having hygiene issues. But I will once again get more into that in another section. Next, I will address the screenshots that she did show in her live stream and the situations surrounding them from what I remember.
Editing note, Amber didn't show these screenshots as photos on screen, so I couldn't read a lot of what she said in her text. I had to just type out what she read out loud in her live stream. I put those notes on screen and read them verbatim. So if it doesn't make sense, I'm sorry. Okay. A equals Amber, B equals Beck.
Screenshot A. Stop talking crap. September 7th, 2022.
Amber said that. Okay.
Prior to this, I had made a video on my channel that briefly mentioned Amber. I watched a Karina video and talked about it.
Stop talking crap, Beck.
I mentioned past relationships, and when I brought up Amber, I said something like, there were good and bad times. And she made a video shortly after that, on September 6th, that talked in length about my proposal to her.
Oh, okay. So that was her direct retaliation. So you even just saying there was good times, there was bad times. I think that's obvious for any relationship. She then ran and was like, well, that just embarrassed me so much. Let me go and try to purposefully embarrass Beck. What a bitch. Crazy bitch, too. The retaliation does not match the initial injury there. That's crazy.
In her video, she belittled me again and talked badly about me. making the whole thing sound like something she never wanted and was below her.
Very that, when she's the one that bought the shit for herself.
Apparently, I sent her this text the next day.
What's it say?
B. Last effing warning. Stop talking about me. All you do is talk about me, and I just want to forget you and all the bullshit. I will stop being silent if you don't, and I'm not the only one who has a lot to say about you.
Oh.
Final effing warning. Take my name out of your mouth, and I will get the law involved. I think this one is pretty self-explanatory. It was a little over a year after the breakup, and I had just had enough. If I didn't see when she would post something about me, someone was sending it to me, and in those moments, I just wanted nothing to do with her anymore. I'd finally broken up with her and gotten away, and I needed time to be left alone.
I just want to add that even though we were technically friends, she has a pattern of staying friends with her exes until they can't handle it anymore. Sure, we saw each other occasionally, but I really wanted to keep my distance as much as I could. And I feel like probably any of her exes would agree with you there, Beck.
Screenshot B, the banking. A, how much money is in the bank account? B, sends screenshot of account that both of them had access to. She doesn't show a date for when this was, but it seems like it is before she opened her private account with the same bank. I want to reiterate that when we got together, only I had a bank account.
Correct. And that's exactly what happened with Destiny as well. She leached herself onto 19-year-old Destiny's bank account.
She asked to deposit the money she would make from YouTube into my account because she did not have her own. So this is the only time that she was not able to see what was in the account.
So she didn't have her own, but then once magically, she started actually making real money and, wasn't surviving just off of you. Then, she was making, I think, plenty of money probably by the time Beck came around. But it's just so fishy to me. Like, why wouldn't you get your own fucking bank account by that point? Like, why?
Or access it herself. I don't remember exactly when we went to the bank, but it was around 2018, 2019, somewhere in there. That day, she opened her own private account and also officially had her name put on mine.
What?
Making my account the joint account that we both had access to.
So she even needed access to your bank information and, well, not really information, but just being able to see, like, I think it was a control technique to just make sure, like, okay, yeah, Beck's got nothing unless I give it to them. That's so scary. There was no reason then. If the very same day she can go and make a private account for herself, then why did she need to be put onto yours? That makes no sense in my opinion. I would have never signed off on that. But, whoa.
Eventually, she had her YouTube checks directly depositing into her private account. But when it was in the joint and when it was in hers, she had full access to both. I only had a card for the joint account that was originally mine. After quitting my job and slowly becoming her full-time caretaker, I had no money of my own going into the account. But nothing was spent without her knowing about it or being the one to spend it herself.
Right.
Screenshot B.2 banking. September 2nd, 2021, only a couple months after breakup, June 19th, 2021. A, you need to open your own bank account. Just open a new one. I'm going to keep this one for now. I need you to start using your own money for redacted and stuff. Plus, when I pay you on this 22nd, I don't want you using this bank account anymore. B, then go to the effing bank with me. So I believe that this was when she was urging me to open a new account and take myself off the joint account. That again used to be my account.
Right. Why should you have to forfeit over your own account?
But I'm pretty sure that I needed her to go with me to the bank to make these changes to the account. And I just wanted to say also that it's weird that the way she shows these screenshots, I can't read them myself, and she reads them out loud. But in some, she doesn't read it directly.
Yeah. And she's leaving so much out, too.
Just throws doubt around. I also want to add that I think the thing that she marked out was weed, and I don't care if people know that I used to smoke. I did care once upon a time, but that's all I can think of that might be redacted in that message.
I mean, yeah, who gives a shit?
And I think maybe why she said this is because she might have bought me a vape or some at some point. Screenshot C.
She'd be buying it for herself, so... Listen, with all the back pay she owes you, dog. Yeah.
Lying to audience, April 17th, 2022. A. I am literally getting harassed because people think I lied about us still being friends. Why can't I just tell them I wasn't lying? This sucks so bad.
And you just know it was all delusion, the freaking usual.
B. It's best they don't know, as sad as it is, that would kill my channel. I do not want them knowing. It will be an even bigger, more messy thing. I'm going to address that I saw you and gave the rings, but we don't hang out, dude. That's just how it has to be. That's
Okay, yeah.
what they have to know. YouTube is my only income, and I'm only getting like $200. Amber adds that I said that I had a job even though I didn't. A. What about the backlash I'm getting for lying even though I'm not lying? B. If this comes out, it would be even less. Amber adds that this was about money. A. I'm choosing you over myself. B. You should have said nothing at all. Amber didn't say that part. B. I lost my job. Okay, this is the big one I know a lot of people wanted me to address.
Yeah, I'm curious. Not because, like, I'm questioning Beck in any type of way. It's just, like, with the image that Amber is painting, I can only imagine what the truth of it all really is.
Amber says that I completely denied being friends after our breakup. I didn't deny being friends with her entirely in my live stream.
No, you were cordial. I mean, everyone basically knew that you two were at least cordial with each other. But, I mean, it was also very fucking obvious from the breakup and how quickly it happened that you didn't want much to do with her.
But I didn't say we were friends because I did not see us as friends. I explained that we did see each other in passing. When I needed to go to the apartment where some of my things still were, whenever she asked me to do something for her, and while being with mutual friends. To explain the screenshot, Amber mentioned me in a different video and told the audience that we were still friends at that time. This is why I said you should have said nothing at all, which she conveniently did not read out loud.
Of course.
Except I didn't consider us to be really friends at the time, and I didn't want her talking about me on her channel. I was scared of the audience, the haters, and the fans of Amber. I didn't want my channel to be all about her, and I didn't want to give her or anyone else any reason to talk about me. Instead of telling her, no, Amber, I'm not your friend, I asked her not to say that we were friends. I had forgotten that I sent a message like that. So when I denied her lying for me, I didn't remember this instance, and forgetting that is on me. But she wants to make this out to be an example of her always lying to her audience for me and to spare me and protect me.
That's just not true, though, and that's never been the case. At the heart of it all, it was always to protect Amber Lynn and her own self-made image, her own ego. Like, it was never about protecting the feelings of Beck.
Just isn't the case.
Or anyone.
I believe she's only bringing this up because I admitted to lying in her videos for her on different occasions. I want to apologize to my audience for not being honest with you all at that time. I'm sorry that I was still afraid of being authentic and genuine with you all. I thought that if I...
Oh, I mean, personally, I don't take it that way. I'm not going to speak for everyone. So, you know, if there are people out there that do feel they need this apology from Beck, so be it. I think it just shows Beck's maturity regardless. This isn't even something that you'd be able to get out of Amber, dog. Like, the fuck?
Could just ignore Amber and Girl World, that would be the safest path. I hope I can prove to you I have learned from those experiences and changed. I also want to apologize for my memory loss. I know
You don't have to apologize for that, Beck. You really, really don't. Especially now that Amber wants to come on and pout for sympathy, like, I've been struggling with memory loss. Yeah, no, you don't need to apologize, dude.
Amber said herself that she has bad memory. And I'm sure that it was just an additional thing to muddy the waters of what was real and what wasn't.
Very that.
I do wish I had more proof for you. Obviously, there are years of videos out there, and I rely on people.
The thing is, though, Beck, is that you are capable of saying, I don't remember this, but if my actions at any point led someone to feel a certain way, then I deeply apologize. That's more than Amber would ever fucking do. Like, Beck has shown a lot of maturity, not like just in girl world sense, but just like in their personal growth. I mean, we know that no one is perfect. You know, Amberlynn likes to think that, oh, we think she has to be perfect all the time. No, we know that no one is perfect. And I think Beck, or any channel out there, is a perfect example of that. There's some good, there's some bad. The important thing is, though, Beck has proven that they can take accountability and they can apologize, even for shit that they aren't even 100% on. That shows a lot of maturity and a lot of growth. So we are willing to give Beck the benefit of the doubt more than we ever would Amber, because she has never demonstrated that during the, what, like 11 years she's been on YouTube. She has never displayed that kind of growth or maturity. It's just, it would never happen.
Bringing things to my attention a lot of the time when it comes to stuff posted publicly. However, I deleted all of our messages, texts, and other things.
As normal people do, correct. You're a fucking psycho if you keep something from that far back. Like, oh my god.
I didn't want to look at them anymore. I didn't want to read them or see them or think about them. They're gone, unfortunately, so I can't debunk or even look at the rest of the conversation for this.
Can you get phone records from your actual, like, account online? I don't know.
Screenshots she shows. During our relationship, I lacked a lot of independence and self-agency. I did a lot for her, but I couldn't get myself to do anything for me. I was depressed, and it was only getting worse
and she manipulated that.
Longer our relationship went on. She was dependent on me and wanted me to be dependent on her too. Codependence is hard to break out of. I slipped into it so quickly, I didn't realize I had lost all agency for myself.
The thing is, though, man, it feels so different than that. Knowing that her intentions were cruel and manipulative from the very beginning. Like, I think you had Stockholm Syndrome, dog. I think that's what it was. I don't mean to laugh. That's what it feels closer to.
And then once I was in it, it was too difficult to stand on my own again. I've seen people compare it to boiling a lobster or crab. You put them in the water first and slowly raise the heat so they don't realize they are being cooked alive. Things Amber
that sounds like torture.
admitted to. Number 1, she admitted to being mean and rude and talking down to me in videos and behind the camera. But she didn't admit that this was a form of public humiliation that I believe she used to control me and keep my self-esteem low.
Even after the breakup, yeah.
Number 2, Amber said that she was horrible to Destiny. No shock.
Oh, I can't wait to hear from Destiny, dog. Holy fuck.
There, but I do wonder why she kept saying she wasn't going to talk about Destiny in this live stream. I can only guess. Number 3.
She's trying to save her ass as much as she can. Destiny, as much as I respect it and I understand it, maybe should have moved in silence, because I guarantee you behind the scenes, Amber has been unblocking and messaging and hoping for the fucking best.
Admits to buying love and attention from partners and friends, yet doesn't admit to financial abuse at all.
Right.
There is a difference between being generous and holding things over people's heads as leverage because you paid for something. Number 4, Amber says that she went through my phone a lot because of trust issues, but then shows journal entries to, in her eyes, prove.
Oh my god, to meet me sooner than I had expected, not ready for that. There's so many things need to change. I don't feel like the person I am makes sense. I feel like I'm worthy, blah blah blah, for so many years of my life. I hate that I cannot experience this shit to experience, all because of my weight. Oh, blah blah blah.
That I did.
Put in some fucking work then, you lazy bitch. Oh my god. Boo-hoo, I can't do this because of my weight. Doesn't do anything. Fuck.
Read her journals. First, I never said that she didn't let me read any of her physical journals. I said that she wouldn't let me go through her phone because she said there were private journals on it. Yet she says that I could read her journals anytime and she wouldn't have cared if I looked at her phone.
I guarantee you the journals is where, like, she makes up her pretend fairy tale world. It's her fantasy writing, dude. I swear to God. The real shit, probably in the phones.
But that I never really had asked her anyway. Number 5, she admits that she does not feel that I was abusive towards her. But then why do all of this, Amber?
That part. Got it.
Number 6, she admits to being manipulative toward me and others to get what she wants out of them. Number 7, and finally, she admits that she shouldn't have asked me to drive during the times that I was physically.
Hold on. Sorry. I'm so sorry, Beck. My mind just caught up a little bit with the last one. So she can admit that, and yet people are still going to support her. Go figure. Go figure. And somehow those viewers think that she isn't going to try to manipulate them to get what she wants out of them. Their support and undying gratitude. Okay.
Mentally ill. More on that later. At first glance, it may sound like she admitted to quite a few things.
No, it was really like the lesser of the evils. That's the thing.
And she did. But she did not take real accountability for them.
That part too.
She spent the worst part of 3 hours talking about things she went through and only accepting the small things she felt weren't as bad to distract and minimize the impact of the bigger problems at hand. Admitting to vague things like being controlling and manipulative, but not.
I think it was more so her admitting to, like, the wiping, because that has always kind of been like a hot button thing, a hot topic in Girl World, is the wiping, oddly enough. And so that was what felt like major tea. But we've been new, you know? We've been new. And she just shared dirty details about it for the shock value to take away from the other stuff that she semi-admitted to, but also, more specifically, the abuse, the inappropriate behavior with minors, stuff like that.
Acknowledging that the impact of her being controlling of my time was me not being able to look for a job, save money, or even spend time with my dying mother.
Exactly.
Amber continuously denied or straight up ignored the bigger issues or the details that didn't support her explanation for her behaviors. Things Amber denied/ignored. Number 1, she denied still talking about me after the breakup.
Which is stupid. Like, that alone instantly discredits the majority of whatever she's going to say. Because how are you going to lie about something so small and then expect us to believe your quote unquote truths about stuff that's so big? Come on now.
Number 2, she denied asking me to send her the settlement inheritance money and me sending it to her for bills and other things she paid for. Number 3, she fully denied ever being financially abusive to anyone because of her infamous kindness and generosity.
I'm sorry, I have to laugh.
Number 4, denied using a timer even though I said sometimes she did and sometimes she didn't.
And then in the recent upload had her being timed in a mukbang. Bitch, please.
She only said this to make it sound like I wasn't telling the truth about her tracking the time for things I did. Number 5, she underestimated how much I helped her with her personal hygiene, saying that I only wiped her for 9 months and that I got her a bucket a couple times and only brushed her hair once.
To be honest, those are all things that a partner should not have to do for you before you're even 30 years old. I understand. Listen, I'm not saying that goes for everyone. Disclaimer. Okay. You know, delete whatever y'all started typing. I understand. There are many reasons why. Their dynamic did not require that unless Amber allowed herself to get that bad, and she did. So, now.
She also denies free bleeding, though I was under the impression she had admitted this before in her videos, but I have no idea which video.
Yeah, she's admitted before. She admitted before. She just, it was more specifically, she said, like, I didn't free bleed around the apartment. But she was bleeding on multiple surfaces.
It could be if she did. Number 6, denies leaving me with only a little bit of money for a U-Haul and implies that she did pay me for the live streams. Number 7, she ignores the serious allegation.
Wait. She absolutely, totally, 100% without a doubt paid me my half of all the live streams I was a part of and definitely didn't leave me with only a little bit to move out with. Oh, sarcasm, Beck. Love it.
Number 7, she ignores the serious allegations about her behavior towards Libby.
Right.
Number 8, she ignores the chat asking her about getting physical with Jade.
That too.
Number 9, she ignores everything that had to do with feederism and her irresponsible involvement with feeders and making feeder content.
She has almost no shame with these things.
10. The last thing I'll mention here is that she gets asked what is the worst thing she did to me, and she replies with,
The cruelest thing I ever said to Beck,
Not sticking the tongue out. I hate her. She's probably licking off whatever was left in the corner.
God, I can't remember a lot of what happened, obviously, but let me think of something.
Ew. Take your time, Pookie.
It's not really what I
Yeah, she's running through a lot because she's got way too many options.
said. It's just like what I did, like forcing them to like come home quicker and like being annoying about it, you know?
Annoying, being abusive.
if she truly believes that is the worst thing she put me through in the past 7 years, then she is more lost and twisted than I ever realized.
I think we're all kind of getting to that point, dude. To be honest with you, I think we're all getting to the point of realizing, oh, no, Amber is something much darker. It's not BPD. I'm telling you, it can't be. It can't be. Because I still, like, with all the people that I know that have it, so many of them are so empathetic and so caring, and they care that they put people through it, you know? Amber doesn't give a flying F. I swear it is not BPD. It's something much darker.
Now, as I talk about the screenshots, I need to discuss the journals with you.
A lot of you have been saying antisocial personality disorder, and from a lot of like the characteristics, I guess, that I've seen, it could definitely fit Amber. And a lot of you have also said that antisocial and narcissistic personality disorder can go hand in hand a lot of times. It would not surprise me. It wouldn't. I didn't think it would ever be like this dark, but I don't think she's connected to any type of reality. I think she is aware. She's aware. But she tries her absolute fucking hardest not to be. And I don't know what that could be.
The journals confused me at first. I barely remember her writing in them the majority of our relationship.
Well, yeah, I'm sure. She never fucking used those things.
She talks about it like she was sitting there reading her journals to me or handing them over whenever she added a new entry.
Right.
I don't remember ever reading her physical journals. I remember seeing her write down her weigh-ins or goals, and I remember an essay she wrote that she wanted me to read. I also remember her using her journals for stickers and scrapbooking. But beyond that, I wasn't just sitting around and reading her journals for fun. I think it's odd that she's using journal entries to prove anything, and even more odd that it was to prove that she would have let me go through her phone according to her.
Right? Like, how is she a credible source when we know that she isn't even honest with herself? How is she going to be honest in a journal or to a therapist? Like, I'm telling you, she's got to be somewhere where her actions and behaviors can be monitored 24/7, and they can then go from there. Because I don't think that just going to a therapist or psychologist or whoever is going to be able to get to the bottom of what's really wrong with Amber. I really don't. Because her words are never going to be honest. Her actions will, though. And she just has to be put into an environment where they will be able to see her unfiltered actions.
Especially when she lied about having 2 phones and then suddenly had both phones and has kept every single text message and photo ever. It is interesting that she brought the journals up because it reminded me that she had this online secret private journal on her phone.
Which is sketchy as fuck. Maybe that's why FBI Frank was reaching out to you, gal.
And laptop that she says she had for years.
I'm so sorry. Can y'all hear the truck backing up? It's Amber on her mobile scooter. Oh no.
Probably back when she knew Casey and Crystal. And
that's, imagine the tea on there. Oh.
That was the journal she really never wanted me to see. But obviously, I wasn't looking to read her journal. I had only asked to go.
Do you think she has, like, a secret true journal and then the fake ones to just, like, save face? What do you think it is, you guys? Oh. Also, let's be so for real. She could have wrote that journal entry that fucking day. And just put a magic date on it. Like, doesn't freaking matter.
Through her phone because of how often she went through mine. I was like, why can't I go through your messages? Who are you talking to? And she would make excuses for why I couldn't look.
Of course she would. Because she was always talking to someone. I almost guarantee it. She was always keeping someone on the side.
And just needed to trust her. Eventually, I just...
Or she really had some nasty shit to hide.
Didn't care anymore. Next, let's talk about the mattress and bed bug situation. I brought this up in my last live stream as something I was going to say to talk about later in the video. So, of course, she had to get ahead of the narrative.
Right, she pulled a Let's eat.
And that's fine. It wasn't important who said it first. Though I do want to point out this was a first-hand experience from my live stream of my memory being a little wonky. I know it can kind of make some people question my credibility, but I swear I'm not entirely jelly-brained. I may mess some things up, but I remember the big picture. Ming, what happened to the bed frame? What do you mean, like the bed frame?
Like that's what you brought up.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean?
That frame they gonna give-
You know what? As someone who partakes, I understand.
Rid of, you mentioned that.
Yeah, you mentioned it. You said you wanted to hold on to that. They're talking about like what you were talking about just a minute ago, where you were like, they...
I'm having a giant brain fart. Hey, wait, is it the one that we had bought together for
I don't
her
know,
room?
you mentioned it.
Oh, the bed frame. And her.
You know what? To be fair, mattresses and bed frames have been talked about a lot, okay, during multiple eras. So I think Beck thought they were talking about the Kentucky house with the boys and not the Destiny apartment before she moved in.
First apartment when we first met.
Yeah.
And she was moving out. Oh, I really want to tell you guys, but I've got some stuff that I'm holding on to just in case.
Just in case.
So yes, it was about the bed bugs. While Amber was
So
living
Ambi was watching that live stream if she knew to bring this up.
in the townhouse,
Go
she had
figure.
gotten bed bugs. This was after
Ambi, that's not protecting your peace.
Destiny and her broke up, and we were seeing each other. The bed bugs could have come from the neighbors. They were horrible at the time, but it was impossible to know. However,
Ew.
Amber let it get bad and pretended not to notice.
Okay, yeah, go figure. Like, even if it was the neighbor's fault, do something about it, dude.
I had bites all over me. I think she probably did too, but maybe didn't want to admit it.
I don't think she could see. I don't think there's much she can see of herself other than what's immediately in front of her, which is her chest and parts of her arms, parts of her legs. If she sits just right.
I helped her get rid of them, quarantining her clothes and the mattress. And when she eventually moved in with Eric, Ricky, and I, she asked me to lie to them for her.
That's messy. And you know what? Ricky had every right to respond how he did.
At the time, I felt
Or Eric, whoever.
like I didn't have a choice because I didn't want her to be homeless, and she begged me not to tell them.
Why is it that that's Amberlynn's biggest fucking thing? Like, the card that always gets played, except for now, because obviously she's well off enough to afford her own house. Well, not house, but you know what I mean, apartment. Her own place to live in. For like 3 relationships, no, 4, she had to rely on, oh, well, you don't want to see me homeless, do you? What the fuck? Oh my god. She's lucky YouTube picked up, or she would have eventually either been homeless or just hopped from victim to victim. I mean, it's pathetic.
Cared about her.
To be honest, I don't think Beck would have stuck around if there wasn't that, like, you know, abuse going on with the money.
And I knew that if I said anything, they wouldn't have let her move in. Eventually, I did tell them the truth, though, and Ricky and Amber had a big fight about it. I should have never lied to them for Amber at the time. Now I want to talk about something really serious with you guys. Talking about DV and SA is an incredibly sensitive topic to handle. While I am a victim of Amber's abuse, I am not a victim of either DV or SA by her hands. In this live stream...
To be honest, that makes me relieved to hear. just knowing her past.
Amber makes outrageous claims against the people she's wronged and ignores others. She doubles down on her accusations against Casey with no hesitation.
Which is crazy, dude. Oh my god.
Because Casey dared to stand up.
The thing is, I don't think Amber Lynn sees it as it actually is. I think she is just kind of gone, you know? Too far gone. Just my opinion. Just my opinion.
Against her. She ignores the allegations of hitting Jade and ignores being inappropriate with Libby. She tries to insinuate that I pressured her into a relationship for sex because I claimed before that she pressured me into a relationship when I wanted to take it slow. She's always turning accusations around and making them her own to point back at people.
Very that. Very, very that.
On the day that I asked Amber to be my girlfriend,
Which is, now, I know that that's part of something that was left out in the beginning, but that is part of the Darvo, like, techniques of abuse and manipulation, flipping the narrative, essentially.
we're having a Netflix and chill type of date. I was really into the movie and Amber wanted to make out and cuddle. I told her I didn't want to in that moment because I was into the movie, and this started a fight between us. This was the fight that she essentially told me she had many people lined up who wanted to date her, and if I didn't hurry up, she would find somebody else.
Right? How does it go from that and then all of a sudden, oh, Beck was the one pressuring? Huh?
I did like her at the time, and I didn't want to lose her yet, so then I asked her to be my girlfriend. Looking back on it, it's obvious she just wanted me to make it official as quickly as possible. After we started dating, the financial and economical abuse wasn't far behind. Economic abuse is a form of abuse when one person has control over the victim's access to economic resources.
Now, this is all such great information, and I'm not going to say, like, am I thankful? I don't know. Because, like, I mean, I guess, yes. I will say, yes, I am thankful because this is information that everyone should know. That everyone should be able to pick up on at least some of these signs, or maybe it'll help someone that doesn't recognize that it could be happening to them. You just never know. But I think this information is useful for everyone.
Which diminishes the victim's capacity to support themselves and forces them to depend on the perpetrator financially. Amber didn't have her own bank account, and I allowed her to use mine and eventually join it officially. Amber had control of the joint account. Amber had control over her own private account. It was all Amber's money. She used paying for bills and buying food and gifts as leverage to get away with anything. Mm-hmm. This was enough in her mind to justify all the things I did for her and owe her more. I took care of her because I cared about her and knew she couldn't do a lot of things herself. I cleaned up after her and the pets. I ran errands for her. I took her to appointments and restaurants and anywhere she wanted to go. I made her a huge part of my life and inner circle. I tried my best and did anything she wanted me to do. Meanwhile, she sees the relationship as her being taken advantage of because she paid for things, like paying the down payment on the car that I drove her around in.
You know what? Tell the truth, Beck. Did she have to get a different car because she had trouble fitting in the other one? Like, that's probably why.
She bought food because she wanted it, and she paid the bills because she also lived there.
Right, like, and if you're so uncomfortable with it, Amber Lynn, don't offer to do it if you're just going to turn around and say, oh, well, they were just using me. Don't offer in the first place.
If I had a job, I would have been contributing. But she
wouldn't allow you.
Used the fact that she could afford it and she needed me as reasoning for me to not get a job. And Amber used her paying for things that I needed to manipulate me into handing over the money for my mom's settlement.
And that's the thing. If you were technically working for her, then anything you needed during that time was a necessary thing for you to continue working, correct? So by that stance then, those added like costs can't be taken out of what would have been Beck's quote unquote considered pay, correct? Yeah.
She says otherwise, but it was not left in the joint account. All of this to me shows a clear power imbalance in our relationship that just kept growing and growing.
Right.
On top of being financially controlled, I mentally wasn't in a healthy state of mind for most of our relationship.
And she 1,000% manipulated that as well.
I was struggling with years of depression, and then when I finally tried to get help, the psychiatrist I was seeing misdiagnosed me and overmedicated me. I was on multiple medications, maybe 4 to 6 at one time. Mood stabilizers, anxiety meds, the combination and switching of medications had me completely out of it. I was bad before, but this was different. I was experiencing a lot of negative side effects, and Amber tried to minimize this by saying it was only 3 months.
Right? Right? But 3 months when you're zonked out of your freaking brain, dude, and still expected to function for someone else is freaking crazy.
I don't know exactly when I started taking the medicine, but it was the longer part of 2019, I believe. She also tries to minimize the effects of my kidneys shutting down.
The renal failure was very, very thankfully short-lived. So it was very quick, thankfully, because that was also very, very worrisome.
These two things overlapped, but both had long-lasting effects. The doctors eventually wanted to do blood work because they were considering putting me on lithium, and that's when they found out that I was going into kidney failure. After more
That's so scary.
testing, they found it was the metformin causing it, and I was able to recover, but it wasn't quickly.
Right, of course, she's going to minimize it all and make it sound like she's still such a good person because, oh, she was thankful that it was over so quickly. No. Oh my God, Amber. And I can only imagine how fucking triggering this must have been for Beck, dude. Just seems like every 30 seconds having to stop and be like, what the hell is she talking about? Oh my God. It's so fucking annoying.
After Amber's cancer scare and hysterectomy, I was the one who took care of her while she was healing.
And then you were also the one that blame was placed on for her even having cancer in the first place. What the fuck?
And yes, I was the one who wiped her. But I wiped her plenty before that.
Oh, we know.
I believe from sometime in 2019.
Her diagnosis and surgery and recovery all happened in 2020, I do believe. Was it 2020? Was it all during 2020? I thought it was 2020 and a little bit of 2021, because 2021 was when they moved, wasn't it? Or did they move in 2020? See, I have no idea. Sorry.
Into June 2021 when we broke up. Before I
Okay.
started wiping her, she would use washcloths to wipe. She would set them on the corner of the sink, and then she would turn herself around to wipe herself on it.
I'm sorry. So you're telling me she was sliding the corner of the bathroom sink with the washcloth through her ass to wipe it? What the fuck? What the fuck? And listen, we haven't even gotten to the worst part of that. What the fuck? What the fuck? Ew. The corner of the sink up your ass? Bitch. 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 Fuck, dude. Oh my God. Oh my god. Yeah, you know what? I am gonna go work out after this. Fuck! Fuck! Oh my god. Wow. Ambi. Can I call you Poopy? You're fucking nasty.
And then she would throw them away. Our
Even nastier.
roommates started to notice that their late mother's washcloths were
Now that's the worst part!
disappearing.
How fucking dare you, Amber? Throwing out other people's shit. For one, using other people's stuff to do that. You're fucking foul. You're disgusting. You're a walking biohazard. Oh my god. And then add on to that all her open flesh wounds. Dude, what the fuck? Oh my god. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't even think I've seen anything this bad on my 600-pound life. Fuck. I'm actually having like a really hard time composing myself. Ew.
And they confronted her about it, and she wanted me to lie to them for her,
Of course.
but I didn't. She ended up buying more washcloths for herself, and instead of throwing them away, she had me wash them in the sink. And
So, before, when it's a secret, oh, I'll just throw them away. It's not my stuff. But when it's my personal things that I spend money on and have no sentimental connection to as well, then, Beck, you go wash it. What is this bitch's problem? What the fuck? Oh my god. She just gets worse and worse every day that passes, huh?
then put them in the washer. Wiping ended up being the lesser of two evils at the time. Amber also said that I only brought her a bucket a couple of times. And that is true. It only happened a couple of times.
I mean, a couple of times too many, in my opinion.
But I did help her get spots she couldn't reach. And in between the bucket baths, she just didn't shower.
Ugh. So wait, that only happened a couple times, which means she only bucket bathed a couple of times during the better part of a year? Okay. Oh my god, the horrors that these people have seen just being around her. Oh my god. Stephen King couldn't fucking make this shit up.
I also didn't only brush her hair once either. It needed to be brushed every few months. I'm only saying all of this now because she does not live in the same reality.
I mean, obviously.
I'm hoping maybe this will be enough to finally reach her. She and some
Wishful thinking, Beck. Wishful thinking. Let's watch her double down on her crazy.
others don't realize that you don't wipe someone and groom someone that you don't care for.
Right.
I didn't do those things
Not groom someone like that. But yeah, no, I hear you.
for money. I did them to help her be more comfortable, to protect her dignity as much as I could. I lied for her and defended her and kept her alive. Now she shows her respect and gratitude for me by talking badly about me repeatedly.
As soon as she got the chance, dude. And it's because you did the ultimate injustice to her, which was stand up for yourself. How dare you, Beck? How dare you stand up for yourself against your abuser? How dare you? How dare anyone? That's exactly what she thinks.
Even in the chaos of everything she said, she still had time to read chats saying we both had hygiene issues and saying that she did gross things for me too.
What could fucking compare? What?
Me not showering for a couple extra days because I was depressed and you popping my pimples are not the same as me wiping you and cleaning your ankles.
T, cleaning your ankles? Were you having to like run a baby wipe up through those fuckers? Because they just hang over. Oh my god. I I bet there was like gorgonzola cheese looking ass shit up there. Oh my god.
Amber doesn't want to say that she is an abuser. I am saying that. She wants to claim this diagnosis and that diagnosis, but the diagnosis doesn't matter. Her
True.
self-awareness is non-existent. Everyone has noticed that she takes zero accountability or responsibility when in private. She will beg and barter and manipulate until everyone sees it the way that she sees it.
Which is never going to happen, and that's why she gets so fucking pissed off at her audience. It's funny.
She can't do all of that publicly, and no abuser wants their abuse to be aired out. Amber, I just
Right.
wanted you to finally take some accountability for the shit you've done. If I really wanted to humiliate and embarrass you, I would have just done this years ago. The only
I mean, again, true.
way to hold you accountable is publicly. Bringing awareness to the abuse and having your audience see between the cracks. Your public live stream wasn't about an apology or healing. It wasn't about breaking your silence. It was about silencing others, especially me. You did not take this seriously. It is inappropriate to laugh when you are talking about other people's trauma, especially when you're the one who caused it.
Very that. And how would she react if other people responded that way to her expressing her own trauma? She'd freak the fuck out and say, "You're dehumanizing me."
I can laugh about my trauma with friends, but making fun of what your victims have experienced is insensitive and weird. You are
It just shows deep down that she really has no remorse about the situation.
trying to convince everyone that I did just as much to you as you've done to me. And since you don't feel abused by me, then I should not feel abused by you. But
Pookie could only wish.
the difference is I do feel abused by you, Amber, because you abused me, and you've abused other girlfriends in the past too. Name the worst thing I did to you. Tell me what it is so I can take accountability for it if it was so bad. Because all you've said about me is that I'm a liar and use you for money. Just because you feel attacked by my perspective doesn't make it a lie. And I wouldn't have dealt with so much if I was only with you for the money.
I love the little angry Beck emoji. When it pops up, then you know shit's about to get real.
And still to this day, you have the audacity to say that the worst thing you put me through was forcing me to spend time with you?
Nah.
It is laughable if it wasn't so sad. The funny part is you are kind of right. Forcing me to spend all my time with you kept me from my mom while she was dying. These were the darkest moments of my life.
Now, these messages are rather heartbreaking. They're messages between my sister and my mom. So Norma is Beck's mom, who has passed. Beck FaceTime with me, and guess what? They aren't staying the night with me. I'm just so upset, and it breaks my heart that they are a slave to Amber Lynn and lets her control them. Tears streaming. Why does Beck let Amber Lynn own them? They are choosing Amber Lynn over their own mommy. I'm just broken. I miss Beck. I want to spend time with them. Beck is brainwashed. I'm going to need them when we start packing. Oh my god. Yeah, they acted funny towards me too. It's where you were saying Amber had changed and Anne feels like that made her out to be a liar. Anne has cried her eyes out. It hurts her feelings. I myself don't think Amber has changed. She is putting on a show trying to make her look good / innocent to her audience. Damn. I believe with all my heart Amber mentally abuses Beck, and I hate that. God. Oh. That's really, really heartbreaking.
I look back on them now and wish I could slap myself awake from a nightmare. I don't know why I let her control me so much. I wish I would have just run away and told her no. I have so many regrets from that time.
Whoa. Well, I don't know what to do. Amberlynn has been good to me recently, and she has changed. Yeah, see, it's so hard when if you're not there constantly and seeing like all the between the line shit, even Amberlynn, who is not that bright, can still manipulate people like that. And she's manipulating the common trait that most people have, that we really want to see the good in other people, and especially people that we once cared about. You want to see the good in them and see that change. But if they don't want it for themselves,
But she knew what she was doing. She knew she was manipulating me.
Holy shit. Oh my god. And she has changed in front of me. That's what I'm trying to tell everyone. The Amberlynn they know is on YouTube. That's a different persona, a personality, but we are getting along. I didn't mean to make it out like I was saying she was lying. Good grief, I can't win. Y'all just do whatever, but it's always over Amberlynn. God damn. Can't handle the drama anymore. I'm about to stress myself into a heart attack. No joke. I didn't mean it the way she took it. I don't know what else to say except I'm sorry. I don't know, Misty. Time always tells all. Something isn't right. I feel it in my heart. Beck is in bad shape, and this was before all this happened. I worry so much for Beck. Then go talk to them, put them into a rehab or mental resort. I just don't know how to get them to tell the truth. Oh, this is
isolating
crazy.
myself from my own family, begging me to spend time with her instead of my mom, causing rifts between us
And like in the moment, you feel like you can't express that. You feel like you can't express just the amount of reasons why like it's easier for you to not interact with them.
very little time I had left with her. I hate that because of Amber and her hold on me. I wasn't there for my mom the way I wanted to be. I hate that I don't remember our last Christmas together. I hate.
Oh my god. It's heartbreaking.
That she cried for me when she was losing so much. Abuse changes people. It can turn you into someone completely.
Beck looks like a different person, dude.
Unrecognizable. It could take years for you to find yourself again and to make sense of what was even happening. To those of you who haven't experienced something like this before, I hope that you can see this as a tale of caution. And if you have experienced something like this similarly, then I hope this helps you feel less alone. I hope that my mom is out there watching and seeing the changes I've made and is feeling peace knowing that I am safe, happy, and loved. I hope that she is proud of me for sticking up for myself and for speaking out against Amber.
I think 1,000% Beck. 1,000%. No matter what you believe in, like that energy, I believe is always there. And don't let Amberlynn's bitchy ass fucking comments either deter you from that. Like that too. I haven't brought it up all that much, I think. But shortly after Beck's mom passed, they were saying during a live stream, I think, or it might have just been in a video, about how they were finding solace in the idea of like one day they will be reunited. And Amberlynn has to jump in and say that, oh, well, heaven isn't real. That is such a see you next Tuesday thing to do. And that alone would have me looking over and seriously thinking, like, who the fuck am I in a relationship with right now? Like, really? It's just gross.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you when I see you.
Thank you so much, Beck, for sharing with us. Now, I wasn't sure if Beck was going to respond to the live stream. I don't think it was necessarily necessary. But I am glad that a lot of things were cleared up. It's not that I believed Amber, not at all. It's just that the web that was being spun, it just made no fucking sense, dude. It really didn't. I believed Beck's side, and the only thing that Amber Lynn's side really did was muddy the waters. And I think that was her goal, you know, to just cause more to cause more confusion rather than actual solutions. But I want to know your thoughts, guys. I know this is a very, very long video, so do forgive me. And I know that a lot of it was Beck. I mean, that's kind of the point. But also, I just wanted to make sure that they got their point across very clearly. You know, I tried my best not to just be jumping in all the time and all of that. But a lot of the stuff that Beck has to say is very important, and they have a lot of great resources within their video as well. So I think it's very important that the video itself gets spread as much as possible and the message. So, yeah. Let me know your thoughts, guys, and thank you so, so much for tuning on in. As always, I truly do appreciate you. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Like and subscribe, become a channel. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their afternoon, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.